Okay, so good morning, everyone. So before we start officially, let us bow all together 3 times if you haven't do that yet to the triple drum. Ajali, Vandanam, Abhivandanam. Ajali, Vandanam, Abhivandanam. Ajali, Vandanam, Abhivandanam. Ajali, Vandanam. Welcome everyone to join us once again. Let us thank Ajahn Yiu ahead for the precious time and the precious teaching, as well as Freddie, Michi Fafar, and everyone else who make this happen. So let me remind everyone that once again and again that we are recording this meeting and we're going to share it on YouTube a bit later. So if you have anything which you think might be too private to share openly, you could stay behind and have a more personal and private chat with Ajahn after this. Thank you very much, and please, Ajahn.
You're getting more and more fluent. Okay, let's start our inner cultivation. To prepare your body ready for the meditation, sit in an upright and relaxed posture. And the first thing is to adjust our attitude towards meditation. We are not the master of the body. We are just a knower, a humble knower. So try to look at this person sitting here in this posture and doing meditation as someone else, as a group of elements, or just like a robot, or like a corpse, a breathing corpse. So now just pay the general attention to the whole body sitting here in this posture and breathing. It is the body breathing, not you. Just keep knowing like this without disturbing. Be patient, be relaxed. Relaxation is not difficult if we know how to do it in the right way. It is simply to wait with the right attitude. The right attitude is to know without disturbing. And other than this, it's just doing nothing. Just need to wait. When the time passes away, and the body will settle down itself. It takes some time. Slowly relax into the present moment. Recollect yourself at this very moment. Do it gently. to know the whole body with an open awareness, without intentionally fixing our attention to any particular object, but a general sense of body with the breathing as the background. And this breathing will be the common theme that goes through the whole meditation. We have different stages, relaxing different layers of this person. But everything is done under the background of breathing. Just put it at the background, just like a background music when we are doing some work. We don't need to focus too much on the background music. Just put it somewhere in the mind, the background, and we don't need to worry, and it will go away. You can simply imagine that this body is like a universe, and we are just a tiny dust of knowing element. And breathing is the background of the universe. We don't need to go anywhere to look for the breathing, because we are already in the breathing. And when the body posture becomes settled down, becomes still to a certain level, then we can go inside to the brain, relax the brain under the background of breathing. You can visualize that every breath of you, just like a stream of light, flow into the brain and penetrate into every corner of the brain. It is cooling, it is refreshing, it is relaxing. Just let the body breathe itself. But we change our perspective with a visualization like this. The light penetrates into every corner of the brain, and it relaxes the brain. It unfolds the brain. You can completely rely in the breathing and gradually relax the brain. Slow down the brain and shut down the brain. Let the stream of light repair and refresh this machine. Just breathe naturally. And the body knows how long should it breathe. If it feels not enough energy, not enough oxygen, then you will naturally take a longer breath. Just let it happen. With such a visualization of light, it makes the mind feeling better, feeling at ease. And let the breathing do the work itself. The breathing is the wind from the nature, and this nature is relaxing the brain, is repairing the brain. It is the nature pacifying this brain, and not you. We just stand aside and be a humble knower to this. Just keep the brain relaxed and open. And let it have a spa in the stream of light of the breathing. We don't need to resist the tiredness. On the opposite, we need to release the tiredness of the brain and let it come out. But don't be deluded. Let it had a spa in the breathing. Have a sleep in the breathing. And we just stay with this spring for a while. And when it gradually settles down, just leave it there, and just let the brain continue to take rest in the breathing. And then we go to relax another part of this person. That is the center of emotions, at the center of our chest. Pay a gentle attention to this area, to feel it, to open it. You can imagine it opens like a lotus under the sunshine. And now breathing is the sunshine, it's a stream of light. And it carries all negative energies inside away from the lotus. So our only work is to keep the heart open like a lotus and let the nature balance itself. With every breath, it is refreshing and it is cleansing this lotus. Try to open yourself completely, surrender to the nature. Just keep it open under the sunshine and do nothing more than this. We don't even expect to eliminate all the emotions or stress in this area. But just leave it open. Whatever will happen naturally, and just let it happen. Whatever doesn't happen naturally, just let it be. So now the brain is relaxed, the heart is open. Just keep it like this. Just like we are maintaining the body posture. So we also adjust our inner status and let the body breathe itself. The stream of breath will balance the whole body, the brain and the heart. And we just stand aside and be a humble knower to this. Just slightly know the present breathing. Slightly pay attention to the present status of the breathing. Just like when we are practicing to balance the body, standing one leg, and we slightly touch our finger to the wall, and so as to maintain the balance. So now we are touching on the breathing in order to keep our mind, the knower, balanced. When the knower finds its balance point, then it becomes stabler and stay at the present moment without effort. And the continuity of knowing to the present moment accumulates the stability to the mind. Just keep doing this little by little, moment by moment, expecting nothing to happen in the future. Because it is not you who can do anything to this person, but the nature do the work. It is the nature working in you and not you working in the nature. Just open yourself and welcome the nature to do the repairing work in this house. Just know the present situation. of the breathing or of the tiredness, feelings, of the thoughts, everything. Whatever it happens, we just know and don't attach to it. If we don't attach to it, we don't follow it, it will leave soon. And after they leave, then we just come back to the background of breathing. Practicing the samatha is to practice how to do nothing, how to let the mind completely take rest. It is the stilling practice. Just like stilling a cup of water. We just put it here. Be patient and wait. Don't disturb. But we need to keep knowing. Because once we are not knowing, not mindful, then we will drop into the habitual disturbing behavior. Our disturbing behavior means our greed, aversion, and delusion. The mind is so used to disturb this person. So just keep knowing and keep still. No past, no future. Whatever that happens, once we know, we need to forget it completely. Just leave it, just forget it. They are already in the past. No matter how good or how bad, what kind of memories you have, they are already in the past. Don't waste our time living in the past. And don't waste our time in expecting certain kind of future. Just simply know the present moment and take a rest at the present moment. You can find the resistance from the mind to stay and doing nothing at the present moment. This is because of the defilement. The mind is not content with doing nothing. The mind is so used to create different kinds of wants. Just notice this. Notice the reaction of the mind and be patient and keep knowing and doing nothing. We don't need to follow it. We don't need to escape from it. Just know it and forget it. it is very important to cleanse our mind away from the five hindrances. These five hindrances, just like clouds covering the moon. And when the clouds cover the moon, then the mind is not bright to see anything. It is in darkness. And if the five hindrances are too strong and too habitual in our mind, and it will turn into even more serious problems. It makes our mind sick. So just like our daily housekeeping work, we need to clean the house every day. Even in some days we are doing not so well. Sometimes we are lazier, sometimes we are more diligent. But at least keep it every day. If the house is not cleaned for several days, and then the insects and bacteria grow in our house, and finally make the householder sick. Laziness doesn't give us happiness. Happiness doesn't come from doing nothing and remain lazy. We need to pay effort, observing the precepts, cleaning our mental house every day, and then we can reflect on Dhamma with a clear mind. And only by reflection on the truth, we can have growth in our spirituality. This is the highest goal of our life. If one day we cannot do the reflection on Dhamma and cultivate our spirituality, then we waste this day. This day becomes meaningless to us. If the five hindrances are too strong in the mind, we cannot see things clearly. We cannot observe things as they are. And that's why we need to meditate, settle down the dust in our eyes. You can work out your own skills in pacifying the mind. Whichever you find it works suitable for you, and then you can put it into practice. Do it every day. And with the practice, you will improve your skill. You will learn more on the mechanism of the body and mind, on the five hindrances. When the five hindrances reduce, then mindfulness will naturally maintain. We will naturally know the present moment and live with awakened mind. If we are not awake, then what's the purpose to live? If we are not awake, we are just living like a amoeba, not even animals, just like an amoeba, eating, excreting, and reproducing. Everything just the instinct of the gene, nothing spiritual. This physical body is just a base for us to cultivate the higher consciousness. It is just a tool. And the meaning of life is not just to maintain this body living, but to use this body to cultivate for something more precious. We must face to ourselves. And the question we need to consider is how to face to ourselves better, in a more conscious way, in a more wholesome way. Doing the meditation is just like rubbing and cleaning the surface of the mirror, so that the mirror will reflect things clearly as they are. And through the clear reflection, and we gain understanding. Understand what? Understand that the self is just a delusion. Ego is just a lie. Samsara is just a game. And the purpose of life is to learn and improve from the experiences, not to gain anything. We can never gain anything. We can never own anything, because there is no self. If you don't have any container, how can you contain anything? And the growth of spirituality is to learn how to let go, how to sacrifice, how to give. It's the way going against selfishness, which is the instinct of all sentient beings. We are always thinking for ourselves, speaking for ourselves, and doing for ourselves. And we practiced this for many lives. And now we are practicing on the opposite direction. We learn how to think to give, speak to give, and do to give, to give up the self. All the unwholesome Dhamma comes from selfishness. You can contemplate on this. Is there any unwholesome Dhamma? It doesn't come from selfishness. When your mind is in an unwholesome state, try to look for the source of selfishness. We are the slave of this ego. And so all the wholesome dhammas comes from reducing the selfishness, comes from selflessness. Try to help other people, love other people without expecting any return. When we are wholeheartedly doing like this, thinking like this mind is wholesome. And this wholesome state of mind gives us abundance of energy. The more you can sacrifice this ego, the more energy you gain. No doubt, this is true. You can try in your life. Whatever we are doing, thinking, speaking, this is a chance to practice. Practice how to let go this ego. We need to go against the want to fulfill the wants, to fulfill the ego, to actualize the ego. If we can sacrifice the ego like this, you find that actually we gain a lot, more than we think. When we are weak, when we are tired, naturally we'll think how to escape from the work, how to go to sleep. But if we try to give when we are tired, you find that we gain a lot of energy. If we are sad, and we usually expecting someone to give us warm hugs, warm words, to give us support. But if we change our perspective, we try to give what we are in lack, then you find actually we gain much more than other people can give us. What you are lacking, try to give what you are in lack. Try to do this experiment. If you want other people to love you, try to love other people without considering any return. If you are loving other people with expectation for the return, then how can you expecting other people to love you selflessly? Because our minds are actually the same. We are all the slaves of selfishness, of this ego. When we love other people, actually we are hoping to gain something, because we are in lack of something. We try to gain something from the relationship. This is not the real love. But the real love is the spiritual love. It's the Jesus love. It is metta of the Buddha. It is a love without condition, without expectation. And the law of cause and effect, you will naturally gain what you give. And the more loving kindness you give to other people, and then the more you will gain from this action, not from other people. So sometimes practicing Dhamma is kind of behaving in an abnormal way. We don't behave as a normal person. We will give when we are in lack. We will work when we are tired. We will practice when we are refusing to practice. Do this not for anyone, but for the growth of spirituality. This is the experience for us to learn. Time's up for today. Okay, number 7.
Thank you, Ajahn. So today, I think it's pretty smooth, mostly. But in the beginning, I think I was pretty tired and drowsy for a period of time. But my feeling is that I didn't get, sink into the drowsiness for too long. I was pretty quick to recover. That's my perception. And for the second half of the meditation, I was, I was just, absorbing the Dhamma talk. That was it. Don't have much to report.
Yeah, when we are listening to a Dhamma talk and just put the breathing as the background, actually we are still meditating. Because so we are at the present moment, and we still know that there's a breathing. This is meditation already. So don't worry when we are listening, and keep the mind present, keep the mind independent. And this is nothing different from meditation. And can you get all the Dhamma talk?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So just put it into practice.
Thank you.
Try to change the mindset. This is very important. When we start with a different mindset, then we'll behave differently. This is the cultivation of right view. And those practicing in Dhamma will do something not like the ordinary people, because the values are different. We have different values of life. What is important to us and what is not important to us is a little bit different from other people. But this is good, and we know we gain benefit from this. Even other people can understand. It doesn't matter. We know ourselves. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Number 10. Unmute yourself first.
Good evening, Ajahn. Drowsy, tired, and close. Better after that.
Sorry.
That is it. I was a bit drowsy and tired at the start. Ajahn, that it was fast.
Okay. So take a rest.
Okay, I will a long day today, Ajahn.
We need to learn how to deal with different status of this person. Sometimes it is tired. Sometimes it is energetic. Don't rely on the status too much, and try to know how to be with it with mindfulness. Sometimes when we are tired, then the mindfulness should be done in a more humble way. If we are knowing as a big ego, and we'll be even more tired. Just know as a tiny humble knower, and we don't need to fight against the sleepiness. Just let it be there, and we are so tiny that it doesn't care our existence. Just let the drowsiness take charge. But we are just a humble knower. We just need to know. Try to switch the mode, and you find it's different.
See you next week, Ajahn.
See you next week. And number 14.
Thanks to Ajahn. So today I feel like it's not fully relaxed yet, but it's still very good. You know, sometimes I work on Saturday, and the Saturday is very tiring. And then when we do the meditation, little by little, we start to relax our mindset and relax the body. I think I'm not fully relaxed yet, but today we heard a lot of Dharma talk, and it's very good that we learn something. I didn't capture 100%. Some things, some terms I missed, but most part I think is okay. And then today we learned that ego is a lie, and we will try to be stay far away from selfishness.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't know how selfish we are because we are not aware enough, and try to reflect on this. Okay. Where are you? I can't find you on the screen. Okay. Here. Sometimes if we are not aware, we don't even expect how selfish we are. And in every speech, every thought, there's a root of selfishness. Try to identify this. And after we know this, don't blame yourself. It's not something to blame. And because this is the result of our past cultivation. This is reality. And this is the reason that we are still staying in this samsara, the cycle of birth and death. And what we need to learn is to learn from the suffering, to learn from the selfishness, and to cultivate ourselves to free from the suffering, to free from the selfishness. So to give is the way to go against selfishness. not only to give physically physical belonging, but also to give the chance to have sensual enjoyment, to give the 5 hindrances, and to give up the attachment to ego. Finally, actually, this is the process of precept, samadhi, and wisdom. The whole practice of precept, samadhi, and wisdom, 戒定慧, is the process to give. So going a more subtler and subtler level. Okay.
All right, thanks for the teaching. And now I'll join the.
See you tonight.
See you.
Yeah. See you after several hours. And number 4.
Hello, Ajahn.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Nothing in particular today. I was just glad I was able to sit quietly and stay mostly throughout with my awareness. Yeah, it was good, and thank you for the Dharma thought. I think the Dharma teachings, I think they're things I'll remember.
Okay, that's good. So just keep practice, and this is highest loving kindness to yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Number 10, you're not going to sleep? Okay, no worry. Number 2.
Hello,
Yes. How is you recently?
What did you say? Sorry.
How is you recently?
It's quite good. Actually, first of all, about this session, I am very grateful. I mean, I'm always the same thing, but I'm really, really grateful because it is helping the mind to have right attitude, because it's really during these last days I saw the mind was when I was sitting, it was very, there were thoughts. It was also due to work, I think. So I noticed the difference between being on holiday and being off from the world and being in contact again. So it was more cloudy, but still the mind was seeing it. I mean, I really try not to fight against it. But this meditation felt really like so much like a good fruit, very nourishing, very, very precious.
Yeah, we need to take food every day. Right? We need to nourish the mind every day. Every good thought, every good behavior, speech will feedback the good food, the nutrition to the mind. So we need to do it every day. Meditation is to cultivate a wholesome mental state, and the mind perceived this, and it gains nutrition from this. Actually, we this is one of the conditions so that we can live. If people don't have enough wholesome mental state, they cannot live. Not only I mean in a physical sense, their life cannot continue. They will be crazy. They will be depressed and kill themselves. This is one of the necessary food everyone needs. The positive mental state, wholesome mental state. So don't underestimate this. If we have a good mental state, this is meritorious, and our life is depend on merit. Merit means happiness. This is true, right? Just keep doing this and be happy, and the mind will be open, and awareness will be naturally stable. Then we can accept more sufferings with a neutral mind. Yeah. And number 3.
Good morning, Ajahn.
Good morning.
Today it was just very inspiring to listening to the Dhamma talk. And I was thinking that with work, also for me to go back after the holidays, it was a lot of resistance, but at the same time I feel things are also slowly changing, that I feel like I'm more actually more happy to help.
Yeah, that's good. Because the mind becomes positive. When the mind becomes energetic, and it doesn't expect to gain from other people, but it enjoys to give. And this is the syndrome showing that our mind becomes stronger. We are not deluding ourselves as a victim, but we are performing as someone to give, someone to help. This is a positive ego, at least, right? It's good. Actually, this ego, this self-image is self-created. We believe what we are, and we actually are what we created. We create ourselves. So don't be deluded by the negative self. Just try to give, and we will gain energy from this. We don't need to rely on any other people. Don't expect other people to help to give you, not even the God. But if we give, we gain. That's it. And with good mental health, then we can see things in a clearer way, a more neutral way. And this is the ground for us to cultivate wisdom. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And number 16.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ajahn.
Yes.
Today the meditation is okay, very peaceful. Able to listen to Ajahn throughout the session. Mindfulness is okay, still there. Yeah. So I think I just need to train more mindfulness, because most of the day is overtaken by defilements. So yeah, so still need to train a lot.
So we need to call some friends to help. These friends is our precepts and our wisdom too, not only the mindfulness. The mindfulness alone is not strong enough. But so we need the help from the precept, and also from wisdom too. The precept is to keep our life simpler, make it simple, and refrain from too much sensual cravings. We reduce the stuff in our house, reduce the thing that we delude ourselves, like the sensual enjoyments. Try to reduce it, and this will help the mindfulness a lot, really a lot. And through the wisdom, the wise reflection, when we fail, when we are weak, so you can reflect with the wisdom. this knower, this mindfulness itself is impermanent. But once we know this, we are mindful already, and we just expect to be mindful at this moment, not even the next moment. Just to live at the present moment, no future. Don't expect to maintain this mindfulness for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. No, no time. And when we are mindful at every present moment, you can clearly sense the passing away of time. Actually, the mindfulness is just like this. It's just to feel the passing away of time. Do you understand what I mean? You can try it now. Simply sense the passing of time, second by second. And this is mindfulness, right? Sometimes when we are free, we don't need to do anything. Just feel the passing of time. The time is passing away, and always like this, and nothing can stop it. And everything is ceasing away like this. Nothing can stop it. And just notice this, just observe this. We don't need to think, just know it. And when we can accept it, the mind becomes relaxed, become open directly to it. And we will enjoy doing nothing, but simply knowing the truth. Okay. Yeah. And now sometimes when we are deluded, don't blame yourself. Just do it again immediately. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah. And anyone else who haven't taken part? You have new question. Okay, number one.
Yesterday I was translating during the meditation, so I didn't really have a lot to say about the meditation part. But today, it was like one of the best meditations that I had, because I actually followed a lot of what you said during the meditation. And this at the start, I realized that I was constantly trying to uplift myself.
What do you mean by uplift?
I mean, like, I was trying to, trying to uplift my ego all the time. So what my mind was doing was that I was trying to reassure myself that I'm a good person, or I'm okay, like I'm better than something, or like I was doing this repeatedly. I tried to count how many times I did that, but I couldn't count because it was like I was doing that constantly in my mind. So it was countless times that I did that. But the good thing was that towards the end, I stopped thinking like that, and the meditation ended. So yeah, it was a very interesting experience, because like I felt like the reason why I did that is that somehow, like, I had like a in my heart, like I think it's because I'm spiritually somehow empty. So I need to uplift my ego all the time to feel good somehow.
So when you uplift your ego, you think you're spiritually fulfilled?
No, I don't feel like I'm spiritually fulfilled. I also had this thought, like, maybe I'm like hungry for some kind of compliments or like reassurance from other people or myself all the time. So like maybe this is the state where like I could call myself like a hungry ghost.
This is not the right way to enhance our spirituality. The right way to do is to give up the selfishness. It is easy to ensure ourselves to be a good person, just to give up the selfishness. Just reflect on yourself. Am I selfish in doing this? If it is selfish, then try to go against it. We are selfish so that we don't want to get up early in the morning. We are selfish, so we don't want to do the chanting every day. We are selfish so that we don't want to practice meditation every day. Don't want to clean the house and help your mother. So where the selfishness is everywhere, and we have plenty of chances to cultivate the mind.
Yeah, and I thought, like this is so subtle. Like most of the time, I don't realize that I'm doing it. So this is very subtle. So like even when I'm practicing or doing something good to other people, I think the ego pops, in my mind and tries to, feel good by thinking, oh, I'm a good person, or I'm doing well. Yeah.
Just ignore it. This is a lie.
Okay.
This lie will cheat you and to so that you work for it. You'll be a slave for it. You try to please yourself with this self-image. But we don't need this image. We just need to give. Just ignore all the kind of self-image. They are fake.
But yeah, I think I should be really careful, like especially when I'm doing something good, and it was very difficult for me to like look at myself in this way by myself. But what you did during the meditation, your guidance was, I think it was very helpful, and then towards the end, like those kind of thoughts sort of disappeared.
Just at the beginning, we need to walk with other people's assistance, but finally we need to learn how to walk ourselves, because this is the way to grow. And we are doing the same in the meditation also. We need the help from the breathing, so that the mind can find its balance point, can stand, can walk itself. But finally, the mind can stand on its own. Don't need to rely on anything. So it's the whole process, the cultivation of mind. Cultivate the mind to be more awake, stabler, and more open, and let go. This is the way we need to cultivate the mind. When the mind is in this state, then it is ready for the Dhamma.
Yeah, but I just want to thank you because I don't think I've ever felt free from my will to uplift my ego in my life. But this was probably the first time I think I was completely
Good.
free for a while.
Good. This is a social pressure. The stress from your culture. It's common in the Koreans. Okay.
Okay.
And anyone else who want to say something? No? Oh, the English class ends so early. That's fine. That's good. Okay, if there are more people, participants, then it's also good. But when it's less people, then it's also good in another way. So all of you can take an earlier rest. Okay, if no more questions, then just continue our practice.
So maybe we could bow 3 times, like to the triple jam, to end these sections officially. So for everyone who might want to share or talk to Ajahn in a more private way, that you could stay behind. Ajali, Vandana, Abhivandana. Ajali, Vandana, Abhivandana. Ajali, Vandana, Abhivandana. Ajali, Vandana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
The triple gem is your own mind. So everyone is cultivating this mind to be a triple gem. This is the purpose of our practice. So every time we pay respect to this triple gem, it's paying respect to this mind, and this is the very core of the whole world. So this is the best thing, the true refuge of us. And if we can cultivate the mind to be this triple gem, then naturally we will help a lot of people. So please practice on this. See you next week.
Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.